I want to be like raw and real with all of you guys, and for that to happen I have to show things that maybe I'm not 100% comfortable with. And there goes the camera dying. Or it's gonna turn off. Well, I have everything that I'm gonna talk about right here.
You're supposed to know already.
No.
You're supposed to be a good actor.
My actress days are over. Hey everyone, it's Alejandra here and welcome back to my channel. Today is my 6-month hormone update and I am so excited to finally get started in film. I wanted to start off by kind of warning everyone before I get any further, because I know that my videos tend to be a little bit more explicit, we can say. I just wanted to give you guys all a heads up and let you guys know that I will be showing a little bit of skin, so if you guys are not okay with that or don't really want to watch, then I suggest clicking that little X button or switching to another video, because I am not forcing you to watch this.
Bye, Felicia.
Or fast forward, or close one eye, I don't know, whatever you gotta do. I just like keeping it raw and real, and you guys know that I don't sugarcoat anything, but definitely super interesting to see, you know, the process, and for me to have experience by documenting my progress and sharing my experiences on HRT. I am able to really reach out to a lot of people within the community, and over the past 6 months I've been getting so much positive feedback that really helps keep me motivated to do these videos. And like I said, it's just really hard to sit here and put myself out there and show the reality of things. I also want to add in that I try to do these videos without wearing so much makeup so that you guys can truly see the changes within my face, and just anything that you guys might notice. I have to put myself in a little bit of a uncomfortable position to really show you guys truly what happens amongst a lot of transgender people and the process of taking HRT, hormone replacement therapy. I really didn't even notice any changes really until just a couple weeks ago, to be honest. Every month I would take a picture of myself and I finally put them all together from the past 6 months, and that's when I really truly noticed that my body has been changing. Of course, the most noticeable changes are the breast growth, but other than that, you can see subtle changes within my body, which is really exciting, especially to somebody who has been waiting for this for forever. And I'm just so excited to share all my findings with you guys. So my medication was adjusted to 3 pills versus 2 pills of the spironolactone, which I take daily. I take 1 in the morning and 2 at night now, whereas before it was 1 in the morning and 1 at night. I just went yesterday to get my blood drawn so that we can see where my estrogen levels are at, and I had previously gotten that done, but I always do it at the wrong time because I just can never remember my appointments. But the last time I did it, I was very close to being at the average level of estrogen for a typical woman, I'm assuming. Just saying. I have gone in and gotten my tracheal shave, which you can kind of see the scarring right above the Adam's apple. It was a lot more protrusive or protruding, I don't know which one of the words, but it definitely has changed my appearance. So besides getting my Adam's apple removed, or I should call it the technical term tracheal shave, I have also undergone 1 session of laser hair removal for my legs, and am currently working on getting electrolysis on my face, which is super nerve-wracking because I just recently researched it, and it's literally a needle that goes into every hair follicle, and it pretty much zaps it and kills the hair follicle or the bulb or one of the two, but it kills it from the root so that it doesn't grow anymore. and it's just super nerve-wracking because compared to laser, it seems like it's going to be a little bit more painful, but it's free, so that's the only reason I am doing electrolysis versus laser. If it is a little too intense for me, then I will definitely do the laser, but I am a tough bitch and I can fucking handle, so I am currently waiting on the phone call from one of the electrolysis places. I already went and had my consultation with the dermatologist, which they make everything such a mission. I had to go and call the mental health department so that I can get a therapist who can do gender assessments to make sure that I am a good candidate for electrolysis. Besides hair removal, I have been considering FFS, and the more I am farther into my transition, the more I feel like I want it and need it. But I am in a position right now where I am more focused on other things like moving and just trying to get more stable with financial situations before I do anything like that. But definitely in the future, we'll be getting certain things done. As for my family, they've been super extremely supportive, and I am so blessed. To be honest, not a lot of people can say that they have that support, and the whole name change thing is becoming second nature to them. At first it is a little bit tricky, but I just want to let you guys know to give your family a little bit of patience and to be understanding, because it isn't something that is super easy for them to change. This is not only a transition for you guys, this is a transition for them as well, and we need to give them a little slack. I love my family so much, and I am super thankful that they are my family, and yeah, I love them. I love you. So let's get into the physical changes. After my 3rd month update, I started getting extremely fatigued and tired, and I am assuming this was a little bit after they had upped my dosage. But in month 4 and 5, I was super tired all the time, and I just slept more than usual, which normally my body is up at like 7 o'clock, and I tend to try to go to sleep at least by 9 or 10, but sometimes I'm just like laying in bed tossing and turning because I literally probably have insomnia. My energy started coming back once I started working out, so I highly recommend that you guys get active if you guys are starting to get exhausted. I know that seems kind of hard because if you're tired, you don't really want to work out, but you literally got to push yourself, and eventually you'll get that energy back. I joined 24-hour fitness, and I seriously love it. I go to a lot of the classes there. I mean, it's a great way to get a little dose of eye candy as well. So if you guys are trying to find yourself a man, then you're definitely gonna find him at the gyms. So one of the most obvious changes is obviously breast development, and I seriously have experienced a lot of that. So I wanted to show you guys how my breast development was going. I did not shave at all, so that you guys could really get an idea of what stage my hair progress has been going towards. And I wore this top because it would be a little bit easier to kind of see already, but I definitely have noticed a lot more breast growth, like I said. So first, from the side, you can see that they are starting to have more of a kind of teardrop shape, and they are definitely starting to fill in a lot more. Like I said, I still have a little bit of hair growth around the areola and down the middle of the chest. I am definitely content with the progress that they are going towards, but this is only the beginning, and I am sure that they have a lot more growing to do. Yeah, those were my boobs. But I seriously can't even hug people or have any sort of pressure on my chest because it is very painful, not to the point where you can't handle it, but it is very uncomfortable. Like, I can't even sleep on my stomach anymore, and that was like my favorite position, and I am so sad. But you know what, I have been sleeping a lot more on my back, and it's really helped out my back problems, to be honest, but also it just isn't painful. So definitely, if you are experiencing a little bit of soreness on your breasts while they are developing, I would highly recommend sleeping on your back and just being really careful when you go to hug people or do anything. I mean, wearing a bra is probably going to help give you a little bit of cushion or protection. Another thing that I have noticed is my waist is shaping out, and I had recently purchased a waist trainer to help give me a little bit more extra shape, but I am so excited because that is really gonna change, I think, the appearance of my body. But I definitely feel like the waist trainer is just gonna give you more of that feminine hourglass shape that I definitely want. I also notice my muscle mass starting to decrease. I should probably take this off so you guys can see. So I have felt that my body has definitely started softening up a little bit more, and I don't really feel as bulky. I also notice that my clavicles and all the whole décolleté area is starting to look a lot more softer and feminine. Another area where I do notice a lot of my muscle mass starting to decrease is my arms. So they're definitely not as, I don't know, like bulky, and I definitely notice that there is a little bit more fat starting to form under here, which is giving me more of that softer appearance as well. But I mean, if you guys can just notice just by looking at me, I am starting to soften up a little bit more. I also didn't shave anywhere so that you guys can really see how the hair is starting to come in. I do have hair coming in still on my chest, and it is a lot finer and a lot less than it used to be. I do tend to shave pretty frequently still, but it isn't as much work because there isn't as much there. But other than that, I noticed that also my testicles are starting to shrink a lot more. But I've always said that growing up, I've worn tighter pants for the most part and have always tucked. So I don't know how much bigger they would have been if I didn't do that, but I don't really feel like my testicles were ever that huge. As for the actual penis, I don't really notice that getting smaller as much as I do notice that I am not getting as many erections, especially in the morning. And that is one of the main reasons why they did up my dosage. Because of all these physical changes, I have been referred more to as female, which is super exciting. I have been kind of tripping out on it too, because sometimes I'm like, I have facial hair right now, and you're so. As for mental changes, I don't really feel like I have really changed too much. If anything, I just feel like I'm a little bit extra, and I'm a little bit more, I don't know how to explain it, but I just feel like I'm extra. Like, I feel like I was how I was before, but maybe like ×2 or something. I also have noticed that I am so hungry all the time, and I'm always craving sweets, and I really believe that it's because my body is, I feel like your body just knows what it needs, and I feel like my body right now needs probably fat. So I feel that my body is craving fat so that it can really distribute it to areas that are developing and that really need it. For example, my breast and my butt and my hips and my thighs. One thing I noticed after I had my tracheal shave done was that I was starting to feel a little bit more anxious, and I actually had a very bad anxiety attack or panic attack, and it was just something that hadn't happened in a very long time. I had another anxiety attack, I want to say a week or two after, but after that I seriously have felt antsy. I'm slowly but surely starting to go back to normal. I think I was just having a moment, but I did have anxiety, and I've always had anxiety, but it was just really strange that all of a sudden I started getting anxiety again, but I feel a lot better. I notice also that I act more on my emotions versus just acting in general and not really thinking about my actions, which is, I feel like, more of a male thing to do, is to not really think and to just do, whereas now I feel like I think a lot more about my choices and my options, and I act more on my emotions.
I'm afraid, by rule, your team must be disqualified.
God damn you, Bernice! Ugh.
By the power vested in me.
And it's not necessarily to say that that's a better way to go, but I definitely noticed myself really being stuck in my head and thinking a lot about things more than I normally do. That is one of the main changes that I've noticed, is that I am very quick to let my emotions get to me, and sometimes it gets to the point to where it stops me from doing a lot of things, and it's not good, and I definitely need to get out of that mentality, because sometimes what you are thinking is not necessarily what other people are thinking. I feel a little bit more of a nurturing quality to myself, and I really feel like I want something. Maybe it's a relationship, possibly. I think that's more of a realistic thing right now versus having a child, but I definitely do feel that I have changed in that aspect, because I would never in a million years think that I would want a child. So that concludes my 6-month hormone update. If you guys have any further questions, don't be scared to leave a comment in the comment box below. If you guys enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe for any future notifications of any videos that I end up posting, and I will catch you guys on my next video.